Exciting day. Big news. TrainerRoad and Zwift now have an integration, which is like developer speak, Nate. That's a bad thing to say. In other words, if you have a TrainerRoad account and a Zwift account, you can now do TrainerRoad account or workouts in Zwift.
Finally.
It's been something people have been asking for forever.
Forever. Like since Zwift started. And for those, I mean, everyone probably knows what Zwift is, but Zwift is a virtual, it's like a video game where you can ride your bike inside of it, and there's a big, huge community and stuff like that. And we have partnered with them to get it so that we can get our workouts inside of Zwift. Adaptive training works, all AFB detection, red light, green light, all that stuff works. You can do your workouts. You can plan them. They'll automatically sync to Zwift. We'll go over like how they show up. And then when you finish them, they come back into TrainerRoad. All the regular analysis, just like if you were to do it in TrainerRoad, pretty much is exactly the same if you were to do it in TrainerRoad. But now you can do it on Zwift, and it's seamless and nice and easy.
That's right. And there's some cool stuff going behind the scenes that we'll cover here that make it different than any other integration that they've done, which is really cool. But I think the first thing and the most important thing, Nate, is that people can get a TrainerRoad kit in Zwift. I think that's the most important thing.
Yes. So, actually, you designed it, John. Like, you're very good at kit design. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get TrainerRoad kit inside of Zwift?
Yeah, if you have a TrainerRoad account or an active TrainerRoad subscription right now, or at any point from here forward, you'll be able to get the TrainerRoad kit. We aren't like, if you suspend your account or something like that, we aren't taking the kit away. At least
no
as
one
of
would
now.
ever
Who knows?
do that to us.
Yeah. So you've got it there. All you have to do is connect Zwift to TrainerRoad. And honestly, that's actually all you need to do to get this whole thing to work, Nate. It's effectively like a quick one-click sort of a thing. Just go into TrainerRoad, go to Activity Sync, and we'll link down below to like right now so that you can go to that spot and do it. If you have a TrainerRoad account, if you don't, go and sign up. But if you do have one, go to your Activity Sync area. You'll see Zwift, just like where you see Strava, Garmin Connect, all the other things. Click Connect. After that, it's done.
John,
it's there. You got the kit.
You might not know this, but we actually redid the profile section, like the account section on the website. It was super messy.
Oh.
And now, if you go to the website, under account, there's a thing called connections. And under connections, you'll see training platforms and you'll see Zwift there. It's like, you should check it out. It was so messy before, but now it's all nice and easy right there. So you can choose what your training platforms are. TrainerRoad is one of them. Zwift is another that you can like do your workouts on. And then a Garmin, Wahoo, or Hammerhead are the other training platforms that you can do workouts on. And then once they're complete, they'll come back to TrainerRoad. So we're kind of like the AI coach that's giving you workouts. You can do them anywhere you want. Some people are going to still do them on TrainerRoad, sometimes Zwift, sometimes outside on a Garmin. It all works. So anyways, right now you have to do it. I think there's a link in the app, but from the website, when you log in, you'll see there'll be an announcement. But if you don't see it, on the left side, click your account and they'll say connections.
Nice. Awesome. And like Nate said, this is kind of a big shift probably for a lot of people hearing this, in the sense that, of course, you can still do your workouts in TrainerRoad, but we don't view you doing the workout in TrainerRoad as like a necessity and a prerequisite.
Yeah.
Instead, you can train where you want. And Zwift is a big spot where a lot of people want to train. And on that note too, people should join the TrainerRoad Club on Zwift. I will link to that down below. We got to have people tell us what they want out of it though. There's a lot of different clubs on Zwift. Nate, we could host chill group rides. We could host like social ones. We could host hammerfests, like hard group rides. And we could also kind of organize races. Like they're group rides that show results at the end. Mm-hmm. So that makes it a race. So we could do any and all of the above. And I'm super curious to hear what all of you watching or listening to this, what do you think? Go to YouTube, drop a comment below and tell us what you would want to get out of a TrainerRoad Club on Zwift. You can join it right now. You can check out, we'll already have some stuff scheduled there for you to join and do group rides with some of the people here at the company. We'll host them. It'll be super fun.
So, John, what is a club on Zwift?
Yeah, it allows you to be able to connect with a bunch of other people for a particular reason. So in this case, if you're interested in getting faster, training, that sort of stuff, you can join a club on Zwift. You can see events that are organized by that club, but then you can also chat with different members of that club, and you could have discussions on there. You could, whether it's talking about the devices you're using on Zwift or talking about training itself and how to get faster, all that stuff, it's this place for you to be able to do that. And then the really cool thing is, Zwift being the virtual world that it is, you can also like just actually find people to become friends with on Zwift. And then you can be like, hey man, do you want to ride? Or hey gal, you want to ride? And you can connect with them, and you can even schedule like your own times to ride with other people. I know it's like a virtual world, but it is fun to be able to like go ride with a friend there, and you can chat all the way through. You can bring in Discord to actually chat and hear each other, or you can just type through the Zwift companion app, all that stuff, and chat with each other while you do it.
So we'll both be in there. And John, how do you join a Zwift club?
Yeah, I'll put a link down below. Some clubs make it so that you have to like approve a person. We are not like that. Anybody can join. So I'll put a link down below. You click the link, and if you have a Zwift account, it'll take you to a URL where you'll just say join club, and it's that simple. And then in the companion app, that's like when you're running Zwift on your computer or your Apple TV or phone or anything else like that, you can open up an app called the companion app. And they kind of, in Zwift, use that as like a dashboard, so to speak, for you to be able to do different controls. And within there's a tab that says clubs. You can tap that, you'll see the TrainerRoad Club, and you can jump into see all the events that we're doing, chat with different people, connect with them.
We'll put the links on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify or something, you know what? After you connect your training platform, we should just put a link there to the club and the kit inside on the website. Duh.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Yeah.
It might not be done by the time you're here because we're launching tomorrow. We're actually recording this during the Super Bowl. We're not big football fans here.
Yeah, I don't think either of us really care that much.
I still like to watch it, but you can watch it afterwards.
Yeah, I watch it for the ads, oddly enough. Everything else is skipped through, and then with that one, I just do that. As a marketer, I need to.
Taylor Swift shots. Big Taylor fan at our household. I have a 13-year-old daughter. Taylor Swift gets played a lot. Right. We were in the top, on my Spotify account, we were in the top like 3% of listeners in the world on Spotify.
Look, there's some obscure bands that I listen to where I'm in the top 1%, but Taylor Swift is a different deal. If you're in top 3% of Taylor Swift, it's different.
And that's all with the same time with my daughter because it's my account. So it's like driving and at home and all that. So I know the songs really well.
That's awesome. Okay, so to this Zwift thing, here's the cool part. Like I said, to get this whole thing to work, all you have to do is connect Zwift to TrainerRoad. And Nate talked about that, doing that in the connections area of TrainerRoad.com on your profile. Super easy. But there's some really cool things about this. So obviously, if you have a training plan, Nate, which we should mention this, because a lot of people don't know. I've learned this just talking to press over the last week or so about this whole thing. Like most of them didn't know the fact that TrainerRoad analyzes your entire training history, looks at what you've historically done and how you've adapted to stuff, then looks at what you're recently doing and builds a training plan to take you from what you're recently doing to achieving whatever goal you have. And that could be a race or multiple races, but it could also just be a goal like raising your FTP or increasing your climbing abilities or anything else like that. So if you build a training plan like that, and the cool thing is it suggests like the right training schedule for you, and it's a training schedule that you can know is data backed to actually get results for you, which is super cool. You can drag things around, change things around, you can do all that stuff. You can change duration, but it suggests the one for you to get rid of all that. So you can just train. And the cool part is any scheduled workout that you have on your calendar in TrainerRoad automatically shows up in the For You section of Zwift. So that's when you open up Zwift, and you'll see that on screen right now. When you open up Zwift, basically the landing page that you land on after you pair your devices, you'll see For You, and that might have a handful of things suggested, and your TrainerRoad workout will be there, and it will say TrainerRoad and say the name of it, and all you have to do is click it, and you'll see on screen what it looks like after you click it, it gives you like a brief kind of like preview of what the workout will be. You'll hit Start Ride. Zwift gives you the chance to pick a route, which by the way, you can pick whatever route you want, because in Zwift, when you're doing a workout, it does erg mode, just holding you to your power targets, not to the terrain. And then, so that means you could be hitting like threshold going down like a 20% climb. It's just fine. And then after that,
that's a cool feature, right? Because that's the issue with outsiders. You wouldn't be able to do that.
I go through brake pads just alone because of that. Yeah. So, and then it's that easy. You do the workout, you finish the workout, and then after that, there's a post-workout survey, just like in TrainerRoad, how TrainerRoad athletes have become accustomed to, after you finish your workout, you got to do the survey, because that gives TrainerRoad the information it needs to understand how to adjust your training. Well, right there in Zwift, you'll get a survey. Gives you a 1 to 10 scale. You answer how hard it felt on a scale of 1 to 10, that effort. And then after that, it sends over to TrainerRoad. You can see your workouts in TrainerRoad. The survey data even goes over to TrainerRoad. And like Nate said, TrainerRoad is the brains behind all this. You train wherever you want, but then all the work happens with TrainerRoad, where it goes, okay, this happened. This is how it felt for them. Historically, they've trained like this. Their goal is this. That's why now the next workout should be X, and it adjusts it for you. And then rinse and repeat. The next time you open up Zwift, the right workout is there. It's the right workout every time in Zwift without you basically having to lift a finger. You don't even have to actually open TrainerRoad. Like, you can just do it in Zwift and you're set. It's pretty cool.
So to say that again, anything on your calendar, like for that day, if you just drag and drop any workout, it doesn't have to be a training plan, it syncs over to Zwift, and it takes like 2 or 3 seconds, and it just automatically pops up. So that's really cool. If it's, a workout 2 weeks from now, it's not going to show up. And if you want to like just choose your own workouts, you could do it and put it on that day. It could be a custom workout. It doesn't have to be a TrainerRoad workout. And what happens if you don't have a training plan though, John? Let's say I'm an athlete. I just want to do like, I'd say I'm a Zwift mainly focused person, and I want to supplement and do some workouts, but I don't want to follow a whole training plan.
Yeah. So we built specifically with this use case in mind, because it's not only Zwift athletes. Nate, we've seen it in the data, right? Like, I feel like ever since the pandemic, there were athletes that, like, there were a lot of people training for events. And then what we saw after the pandemic is people that were still following training plans, weren't training specifically for events. They just like to be fit. And then a lot of people were just like, I like dropping in and picking out a workout. And they used something on TrainerRoad that was called Train Now. Mm-hmm. And because that would give them like appropriately difficult workouts. So what we did is we made it so you don't even have to follow a training plan. If you have TrainerRoad and you have Zwift, you don't even have to put anything on your calendar. TrainerRoad will constantly analyze all the training you're doing, whether that's on Zwift, whether that's outside, whether that's in TrainerRoad. It'll analyze what you're doing, and then it will automatically send the appropriately difficult workout for you every day into that For You section of Zwift. So it's really cool because you don't have to have the obligation of a training plan, because that is a big drag for a lot of people to like, it's an obligation. Our lives are probably full of enough obligation. So then you don't want to make the fun thing of riding bikes an additional layer of it. You don't have to worry about that. All you have to do is open up Zwift, and when you want to do a workout, the cool thing is you aren't just picking a workout and hoping that you can do it. You'll know that it will feel exactly like what you need. And that even gets into, let's say that you went super hard the day before, it knows that. So it's probably going to give you an easier ride. Whereas if you've been doing something easy or you've had rest leading into it, it's probably going to give you a more difficult ride. And it's just really cool to know that in Zwift before, you had 1,000 things you could pick from, but on the workout side of things, you never knew if it was actually the right workout. And you would just have to guess. And now the problem this solves is that if you want to train, you just open up Zwift, and then for $20 a month, you always have the assurance of every single time you do want to train, it's going to be the appropriately difficult workout. And that's like crazy in terms of the value that you get. Super cool.
I agree.
I think most people are going to use it actually like this too. And
and
more as time goes on, I think that's actually how people will train. Like it'll be less about a training plan, and it'll be more about like, you could probably tell it your goal or something like that, but it's just going to be very ad hoc, and it's going to be adjusting and allowing you to ride and race how you want, while TrainerRoad takes care of the details. So then that way, when you do want to train, it's always the right thing,
The main difference between the two is that you'll get like tapers in a training plan, and you'll target specific, we call them workout profiles, but like in a energy system for VO2 max or anaerobic. If you're like doing a crit, you might be doing a different type of VO2 max workout leading up to your A event than if you were doing a hill climb. And it's like, it is beneficial, but if you're just riding in general for fun or fitness, that it isn't really required, and you'll still get fit. But it's like honing the knife, sharpening the edge or whatever.
Yeah, exactly right. Now there's a cool part about this. I mentioned earlier, Nate mentioned this in the very beginning, like you can just train in Zwift the whole time. Like the right workout will show up in Zwift for you, and that's all you have to do. We now are also shipping, like, basically when you sign up for TrainerRoad, if you're listening to this right now, go sign up for TrainerRoad. When you do it, it's going to be a super cool onboarding process. It'll walk you through the whole thing, and it will actually make it so that your, like, the training plans and everything else will update automatically for you. Right now, athletes have become like grown accustomed to, like, it'll say adaptations pending. When you go to TrainerRoad, you'll click on them, you'll review them, and you can actually, anybody listening to this that has an existing TrainerRoad account, you can make it so that it's automatic for you, so that it automatically does that. So you don't have to go back in and then view and approve those adaptations, but they just take place for you. And that also includes even your AI FTP detection updates. So like, truthfully, it's like the most hands-free. You can just train where you want, and then it's always going to take care of it for you in the background. You don't even have to have it. So that automatic part of the adaptations, you can toggle that off or on, but it's super cool. And we also have some future stuff planned for that I think athletes are really going to like, but we won't talk about that right now.
And that's under your settings, account settings section.
Great. Awesome, Nate. That's cool. So I guess we should probably, like, it's pretty straightforward. You can do your workouts in Zwift, but then above all, It's automatic. It takes care of it. Even if you don't have a training plan, you can always be assured that you have the right workout. And that's super unique and valuable. Also, you can get a super sick hit from TrainerRoad, which is really cool. And you'll stand out from everybody else. And you can join a sweet club. We should probably get into like some FAQ though, and kind of like answer some questions that people have before we close this one out. We've already covered like what workouts will show up. They're either scheduled on your training plan, right, Nate? Or if you don't have a training plan, if you just drop one on, it'll show up. Or if you didn't do anything in your calendar, we'll throw one on for you.
Mm-hmm.
That one's pretty straightforward. And we've talked about how you can find your workouts in the For You section of Zwift, but there's also another spot where you can find your workouts. I don't know why in the world you would want to do this, but if you do use Zwift with some other training integration, you've probably grown accustomed to going to the Workouts tab in Zwift and then clicking on Custom, and then from Custom, you find the app, and then you click on the app, and then you find the workouts. We did not want to make athletes have to do all that. Instead, ours just send directly to For You. It's super cool. But you can also, if you really want to, you can find them there as well. Something else is cool, Nate, too. We did a lot of testing on this just at the end of last week. If you, let's say you throw Baxter onto your training plan today, and then after that, let's say you take it back off of your, like on your calendar, you take it off your calendar, it updates. It's within a handful of seconds too. It'll go away from For You in Zwift. It's super cool. So a deleted workout will go away pretty quickly too. It's all like a live reflection of what's on your calendar. It's super fast and pretty cool. What about FTP stuff, Nate?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Will your FTP send over from TrainerRoad to Zwift?
Yeah. So when you're doing TrainerRoad workouts, whatever your TrainerRoad FTP is, that's what you'll be doing workouts in. So you don't have to manage putting them the same. It's super important to have the right FTP. And if we didn't do that, you would have to like go between the two. And if you change one or the other, I would, for TrainerRoad athletes, just have your source of truth be TrainerRoad. AI FTP detection will work. If you do a ramp test or something, that'll still work. And then workouts will just be the appropriate level inside of Zwift.
That's right. And then you can just go into Zwift and update it if you want. Let TrainerRoad be the source of truth. The one thing, if you have like, we did like on a lot of stress testing, the only situation or the only issue with all of this is the fact that your interval graph at the top will not match the same color as your efforts down below if your FTPs aren't aligned. Like down up at your interval graph, it's going to represent what you're actually doing. I believe I might have it vice versa, but it's really minimal. Just make sure the TrainerRoad is the source of truth and it takes care of it for you. Also, Zwift rides, Nate, will they count for AI FTP detection? Will it consider what you're doing in Zwift?
They don't have to be a TrainerRoad workout. If you make that connection, all Zwift rides will come over, and they'll all count for AI FTP detection, adaptive training, and red light, green light.
It's worth saying that the same thing also happens for outside rides too that you're doing. It takes that into account too, which is pretty cool. This also will, these workouts that you're doing, it will update your progression levels too. If you have a scheduled workout and you do that workout or a workout on your calendar, you do that, that will update your progression levels. Erg mode, maybe we should talk about like some intricacies, because historically a lot of people have they've opened TrainerRoad and Zwift at the same time, then tried to do the complex, like pair one device to one app and another device to another app. It's been a pain. In this case, you just pair your devices, of course, to Zwift because that's all you're using. But there's a few things to know. Number one, I mentioned this earlier, but when you do a workout in Zwift, the erg mode is the default trainer setting. And that erg mode is, again, set to your power targets. It's not set to the hills and the terrain. So that's a breath of relief, probably, or a sigh of relief for a lot of people to know that like it's going to be the same experience that you have in TrainerRoad. You just pedal, and then it adjusts the resistance so you hit your targets. There is a mode, for some reason, if you don't want to do that, because the erg mode will feel a little different from Zwift to TrainerRoad. Like we handle the commands, like we do some stuff where we actually, like on a per trainer basis, we actually will make those commands come in at a slightly different speed. So then it anticipates if a trainer is slow to respond, we'll actually send it over a little bit earlier. So then that way, when that interval starts, you're doing the power target that you should. You won't get that experience in Zwift across the board. It might not be the same. If you do want to change, all you have to do is hover over the center lower portion of the screen in Zwift, and then like your controls will pop up. Or if you're on the companion app, you just tap the erg button, and then it'll switch over to what they call, I believe, incline mode. And that's like resistance mode in TrainerRoad. So that might be helpful if you're doing like 30-30s or something, or like 15-15, something that's like really short off and on. That way you can just shift and adjust your gears to hit cadence or to hit your power. The thing to note when you go in incline mode, that isn't going to match terrain either. When you're in a workout, you can't match terrain. Once you finish your workout, your trainer should switch back over and start matching terrain again. And that's a common thing where a lot of people will ask too, like, do I have to like start their workout immediately? Nope, not at all. You can ride around, and then after that, you can open up the menu in Zwift and load the workout if you want to, or you can finish your workout and then just cruise in Zwift for a while thereafter and just ride how you want, and it'll adjust all the resistance for you thereafter based on the terrain, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of a cool option to use. One other thing that I've seen with some early testers, Nate, is that they want to like see the graph of the workout ahead of time to see where they're at. And in Zwift, when you're just using the app, you won't see that. The only way to see that is through the companion app. You can open the companion app when you're doing a workout. It gives you a workouts tab, and then you can actually see where you are. It doesn't graph along like TrainerRoad, but it just shows you where you're at. So if you really want to see that, you can open up the companion app and do that, but you won't really need it. You'll get used to the interface that they have. On the left, they write out the intervals in terms of duration and power target, so you can see them on the left. And then you can also, down below, you can turn on the visualization to see what you've done so far, and it will show your power down below.
The other thing to know about graphs too is that when your workout comes back into TrainerRoad for like, I think this week or maybe 2 weeks, you see the map. We're waiting for an update from Zwift. And then once they do something, we're going to be able to get the actual graph back on our side too. So it'll look like a regular TrainerRoad workout where you can see, it'll still say it's on Zwift, but you can see how you did versus the target workout. And it won't retroactively fix your old workouts, but moving forward, it will.
Yeah, that'll be really great. More consistency for athletes that are used to it in TrainerRoad. Another detail too to point out is that, again, on the survey in Zwift, it's going to be a 1 to 10. And in TrainerRoad, you don't have 1 to 10. We put actual verbiage to it where we just say if the workout felt easy, moderate, hard, very hard, or all out. Just answer on that 1 to 10 scale, and we've taken care of all of the wondering how they match up to each other. We've taken care of it for you. So you just answer on the 1 to 10 scale. We map it over to where it should be on our side. So you don't have to overthink it. You can keep it simple, and it works really well. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of what other questions people might have. Again, you can access the kit. Just if you have a TrainerRoad account, then it shows up. It's that easy. TrainerRoad account and Zwift account, you just have to connect them on the TrainerRoad side, then you'll get the kit. It might show up low down the list because there's so many kits, and sometimes the new kits show up at the very bottom, but you'll get an annoying new badge over the jersey anyway, and you'll have to scroll down to the bottom and to check it out, but that's probably where it'll be. You also, when you're doing Zwift routes, so like, let's say you do your workout and you pick, I don't know, Tempest Fugit for your route, and you go and do that one. If you've never done that route before in Zwift, people will know that you get badges for completing routes, and you still get badges for completing routes in Zwift when you're doing a TrainerRoad workout, which is cool. You also will get, like, if you go to the top of like Alp to Zwift, for example, and it gives you the spinner where it rewards you for things, that still happens as well, even though you're doing workouts. You, of course, still accumulate drops. And actually, Nate, we have a whole marketing piece coming out about this. We did the math. I think that you can increase your drop accumulation by 30%, I believe. Percentage to be determined. It's fresh in the mind, but by doing a workout, you actually accumulate more drops if you're staying within the desired zone of your power target. If you're outside of it, it's normal drop accumulation. But if you're within that power target range, then you get bonus. So that's a better way to get more drops and get all that stuff and go faster. Also, you tend to carry an average speed that's higher when you're doing a workout in Zwift than you would otherwise. So you also level up faster too. Like, it's a good way to rack up the kilometers a little bit faster. Yeah, exactly. I'm level 40, I think, right now, and you can go all the way up to like level 90. The amount of time it would take to get up to there is just immense. Like, I've been logging time on Zwift for years, even though we haven't talked about it or anything else. I can't imagine getting to level 90. Shout out to Chad McNeese from the forum. I think he's a 90 or 90 plus. So, okay, I'm just looking through. Workout instructions. That's a cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
If the TrainerRoad workout has workout instructions, will it show up in Zwift, Nate?
Yes, it will.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. It shows up right there, just like you've experienced. It's a handy thing to have. You can also turn that off as well. Like, and if you don't want to see them in there, that can be handled too. And then let's see here. I think that more or less covers it. Oh, when you build out your training plan on TrainerRoad, something that's really cool is you can set let's say every Saturday you do a solo ride and every Sunday you do a group ride. You can set those up that way. Or every Friday you train outside instead of inside. If it's set up to be outside, a solo ride or a group ride, it won't send over to Zwift as of now. Nate, you and I have kind of talked about like maybe that changes in the future where it's just like whatever your ride is, it sends everywhere. But as of now, it won't send over. So if something isn't showing up in Zwift and you're wondering why, make sure that it's on the calendar for the right day, but then also make sure that it's set to be an inside workout, and then it should send over to you. And it's pretty easy. I think that's it.
Great.
That covers it. It's super exciting, Nate.
It's very
like
exciting.
This is
the teams did a ton of work. Yeah, there's you think that it's just this easy thing, but there's all these integration points and other things that we're not talking about in order to like make everything work well. And it was not an easy lift. And I thought it was going to be easy at first, and it's not.
Immense amount of work.
I think people are working on some ending bugs, and there's other things we had to fix on our side, change, like the ability to have your adaptations automatically happen. Because if you're in Zwift and you don't come back to the TrainerRoad app, you would never see those. So that's, we have to turn that on and things like that. So it's been a lot of work, but really good working with Zwift and getting this out.
Yeah, we're super excited for it. Man, if you add up, I think like the total would come to like $400 a year. Think of having a social community, a place to ride that's safe, that you can always count on, a place to ride that's fun and motivating. You have coaching software that has the experience of like more experience than any coach could have. It's analyzing everything and adjusting everything constantly for you. Like the average cost of a coach that would check in weekly with you here in the States is probably more than that in the US that's going to check in weekly. That's like a good coach. And you get this all the time. And that's not monthly. That's the whole year. You could have both of them. So it's really this, like Zwift is said, it's serious training and serious fun together at last. It's an incredible combination and probably the best way to get faster. If you look at it right now, you can always be safe and get your workouts done in Zwift and do it with great motivation. And you can always count on having the right workout on Zwift. So if you're listening to this now, use one or the other, go sign up, go use TrainerRoad. It's going to make your Zwift experience so much better. You still get to do all the rides and stuff. You can just count on getting the right workout at the right time. With that, we will talk to you all later. Thanks, everybody. Go sign up for TrainerRoad. Check out the links below.
Bye-bye.